This program is brought to you by IG. Trade over 12,000 shares and ETFs, including major tech giants with extended hours on an award-winning platform. IG, where traders are made.
And our stock of the day is Bapcor. It has rejected the unsolicited $1.83 billion buyout from Bain Capital. Bain offering $5.40 a share, but Bapcor saying the proposal does not represent fair value for the company and is not in the best interests of Bapcor shareholders. Now, plenty of news coming out today. The automotive seller reconfirming that its FY24 net profit after tax expected to be between $93 million and $97 million. And it's also appointed 7-Eleven Chief Executive Angus McKay as Executive Chair and Chief Executive. He begins that position on August the 22nd. So let's get into some analysis of the stock. And, well, Luke, of course, it does run a lot of stores, Autobarn, Burson, Midas, Auto Pro. But there has been trouble at the top, hasn't there? Because we did have the former chief, Darryl Lobotomy, was forced out in 21. That triggered a bit of a share price crash, and it's sort of had issues in terms of leadership since then.
Yeah, I mean, to knock back a takeover offer that was probably opportunistic, given where the share price is and the sort of transition maybe that was going on at the management team, doesn't surprise me. I think, though, if you're going to be a Bapcor shareholder, you've really got to back in management from here. They're going to be able to turn this business around. I'm not sure that's going to be the case. I'm not sure that's going to happen necessarily as quickly as some expect, and whether that's going to result in a materially higher share price than what was offered by Bain. No doubt Bain may come back here with a higher bid at some stage in the near future, or maybe someone else, another private equity suitor, I think, may come and have a look at this at some point. But from my perspective, it looks like shareholders are kind of happy to, do the management changes that private equity were probably going to do themselves, on their own, and see if they can turn this ship around. From my perspective, no particular view on it at this point. I think it's probably a wait and see, a bit of a hold from me, given that I don't have a lot of experience with the management team and certainly couldn't say one way or the other whether they're likely or unlikely to be successful.
Yeah, okay. Yep. So therefore a hold. Mark, what are your thoughts?
I sort of agree with a lot of that. The trouble when you change management is we talk about you don't know what the new management's like unless the management coming in have a not demonstrable record somewhere else in the same industry, perhaps, but generally you don't know. So it's a wait and see. Bapcor hasn't performed well for a long time, so it fails on return on equity in a few of our key filters. So we have looked at it. It's on a PE of 17, but it deserves to be on a lower one than, say, Supply Networks. So Supply Network, I believe, has been by far the best in the space, particularly for the wholesale side for providing the buses and truck spare parts and so on. And Supply Networks is on a PE of 30. But the difference is if you compare the businesses, Bapcorp has been growing at 0.2% a year over the last 6 years, which is nothing, basically less than inflation. And Supply Networks has been growing at 29% per year. So and now if you look at their numbers, and we have, is Supply Network has gained a significant market share at the expense of Bapcorp and also quite a few private operators. Because from a strategy point of view, what they did, just quickly, is they because they're a public company and they had the cash to afford it, they went into all their major clients, this is the big trucking companies and so on, and said, we'll consign spare parts for you at your depot, so you don't have to call us and get it sent out for all the route stuff that gets used a lot. So it totally locked them in.
Yeah.
So they've managed to increase their margins. So the net profit margin is quite a lot better as well. It's 10.9% and growing. So I think this is an example of a much better run business with a better strategy. So I wouldn't touch Bapcor. If you wanted to buy something in the space, it'd be Supply Network. However, Supply Network is fairly thinly traded as well, so it's a little bit illiquid.
All right, there we go. Certainly, it's a wait and see for Bapcor given the change of management. But, it's a hold from Luke, but Mark's not interested. That is our stock of the day.
This program was brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. Trade over 17,000 markets with extended hours on key US shares and competitive spreads. All on an award-winning platform. IG, where traders are made.